course. Yeah, I mean, that was my growing up house, the real formative years, my earliest memories. And then the manor, I remember when I would go over, my parents would take me over, and I would, we would do walkthroughs of the house. And as a kid, it is so hard to envision rooms when the house is open and there's just framing up. And so my mom's trying to describe to me, oh, this is this room and this is this room. And after 5 minutes, straight over my head, and I want to go play. So I couldn't grasp the enormity of it and what it was going to be until it was constructed. We moved in, moving in, furniture still coming in, and I wasn't used to the house. And it was kind of scary for the first week because it was huge. And I thought, oh my gosh, just to go downstairs to get food, it's going to be a long way. But, after a few weeks, being 12 years old, finding paths to skateboard outside the house and ways of playing hide and seek with my friends and running around, it became fun and enjoyable very quickly.
Did you not want to move? Because like kids are just like, why are we moving?
Yeah, I was sentimental. I really loved our other house, and I was used to it, right? That it housed our family, it housed our memories. So the change was, I don't know, difficult for a few days, and then I got used to it.
And even like as a young kid, you had enough ability to say like, oh my God, this house is huge.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, it's hard even from the inside not to grasp the sheer size and what it was, and not everyone lives in a house like that. So yeah.
Well, that was another question. I'm just always interested. So like, when did you realize in your childhood, like we may not be living like everyone else, like, okay, it was a wealthy area. So I imagine there were plenty of other people in high school, but like our house is huge, like famous father, like I'm always, it's just like any child like that's born, like, a child of celebrities. Like, when do you realize that? Like, is it, yeah.
I don't remember a moment where it occurred to me, oh, wow, this is so different. I do remember growing up, even though we lived in a wealthy neighborhood, and a lot of my dad didn't fly, so it was funny to come back from a holiday or break and hear some of the kids. A lot of kids would go to Hawaii, or they would take these trips, and I would always be envious because of these trips that we didn't go on. But I remember, a limo would show up, and for Christmas carols or something in my elementary school, or, parent night, and my parents would roll up in a limo, and, not everyone was pulling up in a limo. So I could start to see the difference. And I really noticed it. I mean, it really became apparent on when 90210 came out. Because when that came out, I would hear comments from peers in elementary school about your dad and being a producer and whatnot. But I still didn't fully understand until 90210 came out, because all of my dad's shows previous to Beverly Hills 90210, I was young, so I didn't get Dynasty was so big, or Love Boat. I didn't even watch them. And it was on late at night, and it just wasn't appropriate for me. So by the time I really was a TV watcher, and Beverly Hills 90210 was my genre, my generation, that came on, and everyone at school was asking questions about what the next episode would be, what was going to happen. I remember in history class, it was my first class. I think I was in 8th or 9th grade. I can't remember. And I walk in, and everyone is cheering, Donna Martin graduates, Donna Martin graduates. And at that point I thought, okay, obviously this is different than the norm.
This is huge. Did you ever, like, now that you're older, like, did you ever go back and watch like Charlie's Angels, like Heart to Heart, like any of these? Just, I mean, these are like freaking classic TV shows.
Yeah.